Right, the first thing I want to do is just give you a quick overview of the course. There are 3 components for GCSE drama. The first one is called Component 1 Devising, which is worth 40% of their final grade. It consists of students working together in groups of 3 to 6, creating their own piece of theatre based on some stimuli and some ideas I've given them, and then they develop them in a process throughout several weeks, and then they perform that final devised piece of theatre. So they get marked on that final performance, and then they write a 1,500 to 2,000 word portfolio about that experience. We actually write this throughout the process because there's 6 questions to answer, and some of them about the beginning of devising, the middle of devising, and the final product. So it isn't something we just do all together at the end, it's something we do throughout the process. This unit is internally assessed, so I assess it, I mark it, and then it gets sent away to be moderated and checked by the exam board. This devising piece we aim to have done by the time we finish year 10. So by the summer of next year, they will have finished 40% of their drama course. Then we move on to component 2, which is the performance from text. This is where they learn 2 extracts from a play, which I choose for them and cast them because I think I've been doing this a while and I know what will suit them best. And they perform either a monologue, a duologue, or a group piece. So they, in theory, could do 2 monologues, or they could do a monologue and a duologue, or a group piece and a monologue. It just depends what the play is and which extracts we look at that we feel suits them the best to get them the best grade. Obviously performance times vary depending on the size of the groups, but a monologue needs to be minimum of 2 minutes long, and a duologue needs to be a minimum of 4 minutes long. So, and then the time goes up the more people you have in the piece. The final exam of this we will do in year 11, January, February, in year 11, and this is assessed by a visiting examiner. So it's like it is a formal exam. An examiner comes, marks it, leaves. I have nothing to do with the marking. It's completely externally examined. We do practices of these throughout the year. So actually at the minute, year 10s are learning monologues, and they do an assessment in a few weeks' time. Then when we start to look at the set text for the written exam, we get them to perform extracts for that as a mock performance from text, and we do that throughout the course as well, so they get used to learning lines. So when they've got lines to learn, the best thing you can do at home is to test them on it. I feel like by the end of the process, parents should also know their lines. So please, just if they've got lines to learn, help them as much as you can at home. I know things are busy. Encourage them to maybe record it on their phone so they can listen to it, or learn sections and maybe test them on a couple of lines every day. Even 5 to 10 minutes a day makes such a difference to support them with that, which I know you will. And the final unit is component 3, which is called Theatre Makers in Practice. This is the written exam. It's 1 hour 45 minutes, and it's split into 2 sections. The first section is bringing text to life, and that's where they answer questions about the set text they've been studying, which for us we have chosen DNA by Dennis Kelly, and they answer questions as a performer, director, and a designer for that play. This is something we work on over the 2 years. So after October half term, we're going to start practically exploring DNA, so they get to understand it as a performance text, and we are going to be doing some written work on that throughout the year as well, and practice exam questions. And the second section of the exam is the live theatre evaluation. So they go to see, hopefully we will get to see something live soon, a live theatre performance, and then they get asked some questions on that live theatre performance, which they answer in their written exam. To practice for that, we will be using, currently, because obviously theatres aren't open, we'll be using the National Theatre Archive, which schools have free access to, and there are some absolutely fabulous performances that were recorded live, so we can use them. So they're the 3 units. So component 1 devising, and we'll be doing that'll be completed by the time they finish year 10. Performance from text, we'll be doing mocks, practices of that throughout year 10 into year 11, with the final exam in year 11 in the January-February. And the theatre makers in practice, they'll do a mock for this at the end of year 10, and then there'll be 2 more mocks of it in year 11 before they do their real exam in year 11, which is usually May, June time. Last few bits from me. Please don't worry about buying scripts, revision packs, revision books, anything like that for drama. Students will be provided with everything they need, so you don't need to go out and buy anything. They'll be given a copy of their script that they're studying for their exam, revision packs, the copies of the text they need for their performance exam, so they'll have absolutely everything they need, and they'll be given folders to keep all these things in. One thing I would encourage is, I've put 2 links to the BBC Bite Size website for drama, and it's just key terminology that they really need to know, and actually the more they can practice that at home, the more it even helps them in lesson. Obviously I go through it all, but if they can keep revising it so it's embedded and just becomes second nature to them, there's a couple of links there where you can read things and then do some quizzes, and there's videos to watch. So it's just, even if they dip in and out of it once a week, that would be really great. If you have any further questions, concerns, queries, anything you would like clarifying, please just drop me an email, which I've put my email address on this PowerPoint. So if you want to get in touch, please do so. Thank you so much for listening, and take care.